So tell me, why is Pango good this game?
Because he can roll up into a ball and stun people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
She's
You
got
sold?
you.
You good? I'm okay. So I don't know what lane they're trying to put everything in right now. It's kind of confusing because everything can kind of go
For
anywhere.
what team?
For Boom? Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Boom.
assuming this is Pango mid.
Yeah.
It's just like a solid mid laner.
Does Yopaj play Mars?
I haven't seen him play Mars, but we just saw him play Tiny twice after him not picking it for a long time.
I'm gonna assume Skim was playing this Hoodwink. He really likes it.
Yeah.
Yopaj is gonna be playing Pango, and that's gonna be the offlane duo. Which means I think they just need to carry on Boom.
I think like Pango is so disruptive for the SMG. He doesn't really care about all of. I mean, Conker's combo, he can cancel the roll up, right? So it's like the
Wait, what?
charge up for the ult on Pango. So he could die to the Conker.
Wait,
it's
what is
hard
he
on
can
Pango.
you can cancel what exactly?
You know when you like charge up your thingy, if he just has the X mark, he can just like cancel the animation.
Oh,
and kill
I
him.
see. Maybe.
I mean, maybe. I'm just saying. I feel like they can kill the
Convincing.
Pango. I'm saying that there's threat, but he's like fine. Like he doesn't really care about Conker's stuff.
No, you're
Um,
right. I was afraid that they just put Kunko mid, and that'd be a hard matchup for the Pango or the Monkey mid, but Monkey mid just kind of died out.
Yeah.
You changed your attitude about Tree a little bit. Have either of you changed your attitude about Void at all?
I mean, he's still boring mid laner, but he's good. You know, he's a good hero.
I mean, it's good versus the Pango. Pango has a lot of physical damage,
Yep.
and he can just use his E, whatever you call that, in the lane
Is
and
it
trade.
Pulse, resonant pulse.
Yeah, that's the one.
Downward Oni.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember any of Visage's spell names earlier. I was just like, yeah, his Q, his W. I don't know.
All of them,
Their
man.
spells.
All of them.
I love that hero, but I have no idea what it is. Something Grave Chill? Oh,
That's Visage.
that's one of them. Yeah, it's the same with Chen. Could not name a spell on Chen to save my life.
Hand of God.
Nice, your life is
Penitence.
saved. I'm dead.
Divine favor. Holy persuasion.
That's
there you
not
go.
fair,
That's all
dude.
of them.
Chen's like old boomer hero, and you've been around long enough for like constant Chen interaction.
I've been long enough that for every hero actually.
He's seen every hero come and go.
Respect
True.
him, my man.
Mhm.
Rest in peace, the gambler.
Okay. So Boom need a carry. I'm
Mhm.
wondering.
You said late game scale.
I would like something that like is able to help take objectives for them, like take the Roche, take the towers.
Is
I
there
mean,
anyone left in the pool that sticks out? Okay, I'll take that as a no.
Chaos Knight.
Oh.
I mean, do you want to? I mean, I guess yeah. I was gonna say, do you want to pick that into like Conker Monkey King potential carry? But like, yes, the answer is yes. CK is super stupid broken.
Yeah, it's a good setup for Hoodwink as well.
Mhm.
Maybe there's something cooler, but I don't see why you wouldn't just take it here. Kind of blind pick into your matchups here. Medusa's banned. I mean, they banned Grimstroke Tree. I mean, I guess they think these are just the cores for SMG.
And it's
So
possible.
who's he counterpicking then? Like, I'm a little confused. If they think those are all the cores for SMG, what do you think Raging Potatoes playing?
Maybe he's playing the monkey.
Monkey? You think so?
It could be. I feel like he's played it before, but I'm not confident enough in that.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out. My best guess is CK for Boom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Juggernaut.
Well, you didn't predict
Okay,
it.
you're right.
I'm a little bit disappointed. You tried your best.
I did.
I mean, you've been fantastic every other time.
Every other time.
Every other game. But this one, Fia, it's not really, step it up a little bit and predict SMG's last pick right now.
Oh, right now. Let me analyze everything real quick.
Perfect.
Techies.
Can't wait to see it. No, what are they sort of missing?
Night Stalker.
Oh my gosh,
called
you got
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
like a millisecond. It was you just beat them to the race there.
I did.
Fantastic. Okay, where do you sit with these? Give me a little bit about the synergy. Are you surprised by SMG? Is this the outrageous stuff that you wanted to see continue from them?
No. This is pretty standard counter pick. It's the Night Stalker counters the Juggernaut. You have like this AoE silence.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really get out of it by Blink Dagger, so Most people, when they see Juggernaut, they do go for this Night Stalker. So this is a little too meta, I think, for SMG to pull off.
Okay.
But we'll see.
All right, that one's going to be very interesting. Does that mean you're going to side with Boom taking the series?
This is a tough one. I mean, Boom just kind of got slapped in the last game pretty hard. I don't know if they're going to be able to bounce back from it. I really do like the Enigma.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with Boom because like I do want to see Juggernaut win his first game ever. So that'd be nice.
I know that we can't hear Sheep, so I'm going to ask her which team. You don't get anything else other than team, and I'll repeat it for the broadcast. Oh, Boom. She didn't even say the name. Boom. Alrighty, fantastic. That is going to be us from the couch. So we're going to head on over to Mike and John as we jump into game 3 between Boom and SMG.
Well, thank you so much. Now we do go into it. Game number 3 here against Boom Esports and SMG. John, I mean, these drafts look a lot more even than, say, the last 2 drafts, I would argue. SMG obviously pulling off a fantastic Game 2 victory. I guess I'll ask you which draft you prefer going into this game number 3.
I like Boom's draft. I feel like SMG's is probably the most sensible draft they had in a while, except maybe for the support Kunkka for Afu, but Afu loves these kind of playmaking pause 4s. Kunkka's still one of them, so we'll see if Afu can get a lot from that hero, but I like Boom's lineup. I can't help but cheer for the Black Hole. You've got great combinations with the Mars, with the Enigma. You've got setup here for your Hoodwing to play around with as well. And just a lot of circles on the side of Boom. Black Hole, Midnight Pulse, Arena, flying circles with Bushwhack. It's all lining up here, Mike.
Certainly is, John. Thank you for that. Another team fight might break out already. FBZ very far forward to Raging. He's going to move in. Parlay Dyer has it in chat to slow him down even further as mid one. Going for a bit of a cheeky swipe at Skem, but they aren't going to commit. Boom Esports, obviously a very weak level 1 timing right now. Definitely can't really afford to go for a big 5v5 team fight. And I mean, to be fair, SMG also have a pretty weak level 1 timing, so it seems like they're more than happy to get aggressive right off the bat. I suppose it did work out for them in game number 2, being so aggressive. See if they can repeat the same kind of performance here in game number 3. Can we talk about the POS 1 Jug, by the way, John? Like, how do you feel about this going into the draft of SMG? Do you feel like it can work out here for Boom?
I think it's got a lot to play for. The biggest threat to the Jug is definitely Raging Potato with that Crippling Fear, but beyond that, Jackie has free reign to just spin through the Kunkka spell, spin out of the Wukongs if ever it comes through from mid 1. He's got some good damage output to play with if he can get the farm up, and I'm keen to see what Jackie does farm in this game. Like, will he go for Battle Furious? We tend to see sometimes from some Jug players. Will he just go for the standard sort of Maelstrom build up, start running around, play with a spin a little bit more, go for the Ags down the line? Like, the Jug does have to have that consistent game, and I think the side of SMG is going to have a pretty good time managing. Afu kind of just clearing out the Eidolons from Tim's, getting some good gold for himself with a level 1 Tidebringer. That does mean Jackie gets a little bit more room to just farm. So even though they can take away the Eidolons, as long as Jackie can zone out and still play in this lane before the first nighttime hits and before level 6 is up and raging, you're still fairly satisfied with that. And the kill threat of Kunkka and Night Stalker isn't the highest. It's double melee up against Enigma still. Malefice is still going to be a threat. Midnight Pulse, if a value point is taken, is pretty big as well. So Jackie should still have a fairly decent time getting some farm here.
We'll see how it does go. Of course, we should have a look at the other lanes as well. Mid lane, Moon. Yeah, against Yopaj here on the Pango versus Void Spirit matchup. And well, Yopaj has been playing tiny for the first 2 games, so this time around a bit of a switch up. Moon, his 3rd different hero of the game being the Void Spirit. How is this matchup meant to go, John, the Void Spirit versus Pango?
It's fairly even back and forth. The Void Spirit can dodge out a lot of the physical output of the Pangolier with his Resonant Pulse, but Yopaj should still have a pretty smooth time farming up here and clearing out the creep wave, so should be relatively close for both sides. Rune Control, it's a little bit easier. From when I say that, Yopaj could just use the Swash to take Rune Control as well. Not ideal, considering that he does want to clear out the creep wave just a little bit more. I think it really just depends on support rotations for mid as well. I think if you can manage to get a good jump in with Skem in particular, the lane becomes a lot more manageable, but Moon is doing a great job, and every single time he lands his Remnant, it's a lot of damage to toss onto Yopaj, and he's just not able to spam his spells out as much. Manpool just not quite as high, doesn't have his bottle into the lane yet, so it's a slower start for a Pango here.
How's that top lane going as well? Parlay die in mid one against FBZ, and of course Skem there on the hoodwink. We'll go for a bit of a bushwhack here onto mid one. FBZ just have the spear to throw out, but still plenty of damage being dealt here towards the side of SMG. I suppose we've seen this matchup already today. The Mars versus Monkey King. Again, you get the Chingu mastery, but you can always kind of just be speared away here by the Mars, and even Skem with the bushwhack can be quite annoying to try and fight against.
Yeah, just a lot of chipping damage across both sides. I am keen to see down the line, you know, something that I've always wondered, if Monkey King's on a tree and you use bushwhack on that tree, does Monkey King get tied up to his tree?
I think he does,
He should, right? Right? I just want to see it. I don't think we've ever seen that, because Monkey just jumps around, but...
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've done it myself.
I'm pretty sure, Mikey. Yeah, you don't have to show off like that. All right.
Don't want to be a big shot or anything, John, but I'm pretty sure I've bushwhacked a Monkey King myself in the game. Dirty hoodwink spammer that I am.
Gotta see it. Still, so far, slower lanes. Not too much aggression coming out. A little bit of drop and low on both sides, but not enough to really find a kill. The slower start does feel stronger for SMG. They're getting a lot more out from Moon and from Raging as well. He's keeping up with the farm of Jackie. So despite not having too much laning presence in terms of harassing out Jackie, he is still getting that build-up. Double Bracer already up for the Night Stalker. Only a minute until first nighttime, so lots more value in the Hunter in the Night and a little bit more from the Void as well. You are reaching that slower point for SMG to kind of just get that early timings they need. And if Raging isn't punished during the slower phase of Night Stalker's game, it does feel like the Night Stalker is going to be a massive issue. Like, again, once he's got that Crippling Fear in nighttime, he can just jump on Jackie before the spin's up, and then just rip apart the Jug if you're not careful.
While I die, he's dropping very low now, but oh, the neutral creep!
Whoa.
Just kind of pushes himself away there. Very, very clever by Parlay Die. I didn't even know that was possible.
And it just shoves everyone away, so manages to get the gap, the distancing that Parlay Die needs to save himself, not bleeding any kills out. Mid one's been having a great lane top, as you mentioned. You know, Monkey King tends to have a great time here, but down the line, FBZ is going to be able to threaten with Arena. We've seen him tree break mid one multiple times in that first game, so you do have ways of stopping that mobility out. I think the big question on my mind here, Mike, is still what can Afu do on that support Kunkka? Right now, his focus has been just clearing out Eidolons. He's been getting some good gold off the back of it. 13 last hits on our pause 4, right behind FBZ. So the Kunkka is paying off in that sense, but not to see that impact down the line.
Speaking of impact, John, Parlay Die has been doing a fantastic job here for SMG, finding a first blood here for Skem. Parlay Die, I'd say during game 2 was really quite influential on that IO. Already showing quite a bit of influence here on the Enchantress for game number 3.
Just getting all the big creeps he needs, getting control, going into that opposing triangle as well, clearing out the camps and getting some build up for himself right around the 5.5 minute mark. So going to be able to contest that 6-minute rune as well, getting that early rotation onto Yopaj. Doesn't have a roll up yet, could be in a spot of danger.
He may swashbuckle. He's going to be able to get him out of there as Parlay Die actually taking quite a bit of tower aggro. Yopaj still trying to chase a bit forward, but is going to be unable to chase down the Ench. Of course, you always want to try and get this done as the Enchantress because you do have that level, or rather the 5-minute siege creep timing here for either side. Parlay Die can take advantage of it with his own neutral creep. Yopaj actually going to go for the Rolling Thunder committal. So the Bushwhack did not land from Skem, but he's going to keep trying to go after this kill. Parlay Die, however, is going to be just fine. The Rolling Thunder will not work out as I think they were heavily reliant on the Bushwhack landing initially. Once again, he'll be fine. In fact, Yopaj is going to keep trying to chase this man down and eventually does get him. In the meantime, down a bot lane, Afu was getting rather low, but is also able to walk away. So it seems like Raging was able to kind of zone out Jackie. And in fact, they have another hero coming in. Moon is going to rotate over on the Void Spirit, but he has been scouted out. They know he's around. They shouldn't really be falling for this Void Spirit rotation.
And Moon does back off just a bit. Does manage to snag away the bounty rune of Boom. Can get a top up on his bottle as well, and still has that arcane running. So if he finds a good flank, could look to punish. He knows the roll is down for a little bit longer. Doesn't quite have the backup to really use here. Remnant does miss. Afu's around now, though.
Moon, keep trying. Afu, a nice torrent to land. Yopaj surely doesn't really die here. There is going to be another astral step, but he is going to be just fine to swash away. They're unable to commit to the kill here. As SMG won't dive any further. They are certainly putting a hell of a lot of influence and just slowing down Yopaj in that mid lane. Speaking of the devil, he's thinking about that rolling thunder. Bushwhack, oh, it's not going to land again. Skem, unable to connect for the second time in a row. Instead, they're going to go for the rolling thunder back in onto Pylai Dai. Not the easiest target to go after, but if they can lock him down long enough, perhaps they can get it, but no. Yopaj, he's still trying. Keep in mind, John, he just bought a car, so his driving school's not really up there yet, Yopaj. Spylight Die is going to be able to walk out.
Yeah, another whiffed roll out from Yopaj and still not quite finding that snowball they'd want from the mid. Pylai Dai just in the right spot. Healing is also quite sustaining him quite well now. Level 2 Nature's Attendance on the board. So bursting him down is a pretty tall order for our Pango. And the side of SMG is starting to really delay that aggression out from Boom while also making moves bot. Jackie's all alone now.
He is. They're trying to chase him down. Moon, even with the rotation over. Jackie, he needed like one more creep to get that level 6 timing. In fact, they do not land the Ace of Remnant, but it may not matter. Still FBZ going to try and rotate and help out as Jackie somehow still alive. Moon hanging around, thinking about jumping back in, but now raging. He's the one who needs to leave, but he cannot. As FBZ will be able to catch him out on the Mars. Somehow Jackie survives the onslaught. Skem.
Just great jukes.
He may not be so lucky on the Hoodwink. Though he is actually surviving for quite a bit of damage, but eventually will go down. They even found Tim's courier, but here comes Yopaj with the rotation. On the Pango, not quite connecting the swash. Doesn't have enough mana for the Rolling Thunder yet, but there it is. Arfu will be chased down. Does land the initial stun, but once again getting a little bit stuck there on the cliff. Can they actually get the kill? It doesn't seem like it. In fact, now Moon's going to jump back in. Onto the Enigma they go. Tim's is going to drop. Moon happy to take another. SMG, they'll walk out with a 2k net worth lead.
And Yopaj is just in finding these weird snags on the cliff, getting himself stuck in the roll and just not finding the follow through. So SMG starting to pile on, buying a ton of space out from mid one up top as well. The Monkey King has been left uncontested while the action breaks out elsewhere, and they're able to get a lot of damage off onto that mid tier 1, down to 400 HP. Clearing themselves out some good objectives. They've been playing really well with Raging. He does have the Dark Ascension ready to go as well on that Night Stalker. And the side of Boom, just it doesn't feel like they're in full fighting form yet. Tims is a long way off from finding a black hole skill point on himself. No value point from Midnight Pulse. FBZ still working towards the phase boots into the blink, so you don't have that instant catch to follow through and try to rip someone off in the back line. And for SMG, they could just keep running. We're at that point where Kunkka support's starting to do a lot of work. Value point and the X is up. Smoke out from SMG for Moon and Afu looking to make plays here.
Yeah, there you go. Raging does have the Dark Ascension, so quite easy to break the gap here against FBZ, who has no tree line to hide in. He'll show up on the creep wave, but it is going to mean his own death. They will chase him down with the Crippling Fear out. Eventually, they will be able to secure a very nice kill onto FBZ. Moon will be able to take another here in the Void Spirit. So far, Boom Esports, they just do not have an answer.
No, they're forced to play slow. They're forced to just keep trying to get this farm up on Jackie and on Yopaj as well. Like the Pango Lear has been off to a really slow start. They might find Pi this time around.
They may. With the Sharpshooter, it'll be much easier to take him down. Afu still hanging around in that Radiant jungle. It's going to be spotted out by a Skem, but is going to be able to make it up. The SMG, I mean, they lose the pos 5 inch, but they won't mind too much. Yopaj, he's thinking about the Rolling Thunder on Afu, but there is the X back, and he has no idea where Afu's going. Just won't bother.
Yeah, SMG just able to dictate the pace really well. Boomer just responding to the movements in. I mean, they find that one kill on Pi, but it's an inch. It doesn't really care to die. They might find Raging down bot with a smoke, though.
They're going to try. Bushwhack is there this time around as Raging has been caught out, and they've got the Sharpshooter. Should be absolutely no problem to take him out, and it won't be. Meanwhile, mid lane, however, Tims, he's going to be chased down, but Afu, unable to break the gap to land the X. He's going to have to let him go. Instead, Pylai Dai will now find Jackie on the jug. We'll just kind of force him away from that triangle and just make sure he can't take these ancient stacks for free. And
This is so much space for mid one. All the aggression happening down bot and mid. Top lane left completely alone. Battlefield almost done. Even more aggression coming through.
Shield crashes there. Yopaj going to block out most of the damage, but they are still chipping away. Arfu going to back his way out. FBZ has shown up, but does get stunned up by the creep of Pylai Dai. They don't really have the level 6 on the Enigma either right now, so it's a bit of a tough time to try and force the fight. No, even with the level 6, you haven't got a blink or a BKB up. Arfu, he's actually going to be spotted here by FBZ. There'll be an immediate bushwhack out from Scam, and that might just be a very simple kill for Boom to take.
They find something for their trouble, but they've lost their mid-tier one. Mid one's also got the full Battle Fury up and running. This is just a free farm monkey. And that's scary. Your Jug is going for Maelstrom. Jackie's not going to be going for the Battle Fury himself, just looking to have some early presence while still having some farm going for him. But mid one's going to be able to overtake real quick, and they need a solution for that. Maybe they're just confident that FBZ is going to be landing some good arenas once more to catch out mid one. They've got the Midnight Pulse to also break. They've got some pretty good team fight to slow down the monkey, but this 3k lead from SMG is pretty big, and they're just constantly smoking up. Still Dark Ascension ready on Raging. Blink up on the Night Stalker. If they find something like Jackie or Yopaj with Crippling Fear, it doesn't take too long for them to burst them down.
It certainly doesn't. SMG looking to move in down towards the bot lane, but nobody's going to be around from Boom to try and take out. Instead, they'll run right towards Tim's, and they might just be able to pick off this Enigma. No harm in that, John. Boat will fly in, Tim's eventually will just drop, and Moon able to pick up his 4th kill of the game on the Void Spirit thus far. A very active game for Moon as SMG. They'll keep going for more now. Dark Ascension pop, they've got the blink up, Raging. He'll happily take the team fight as mid one. He does land a boundless strike out. Yopaj, he's been called out. He'll be able to swash away into the Rolling Thunder. Now the arena is there, but they will have the Night Stalker just fly right over the side of the arena as Yopaj needs to back his way out on the Pango, and does do so, but the chase is still on. The Aether Remnant, it's not going to connect. Yopaj somehow still alive, and now the Black Hole comes in. They do finally take down the Pangolier, thanks to mid one. They want a bit more. SMG gonna eventually back off. And Scam does show his way back up. Gets a bushwhack onto one. Moon will be able to zone them out on the Void Spirit, and that's going to be enough for this team fight. SMG able to come out on top. In fact, never mind. It's not it for the team fight. Moon, bit more chip damage, but that'll be it.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth there. They find a bigger kill. It's on SMG, killing off Yopaj and Jackie, who shows up, tries to use the Omni, doesn't get a good set of bounces or too much damage at all. Off on the middle of it. SMG, they've got both back up if they want to counter. Will get caught out a bit.
In danger. They do find one. Mid one, however, he's a much bigger target, but a nice mischief dodge. In fact, the bushwhack was going to land had it not been for that spear. Mid one still trying to run. They could not land the arrow there from Scammers. Mid one is still being chased down. Yopaj is able to take him out. FBZ, though, he's been caught in the meantime. They do take down the Mars. Here comes the Rolling Thunder from Yopaj, but where's he going? He'll try to chase down Moon on the Void Spirit. In the meantime, Arfu still being chased up by Scam, and Jackie does eventually get taken down by the Jug. So a bit of a successful team fight now for Boom Esports. SMG are the ones to overextend. In fact, Moon, he's not out of danger yet, but he does have an astral step charge. He should be fine. Scam? Well, Moon's getting a little bit greedy here. Bushwhack's not going to land, though. He is going to be fine.
They managed to bail out, cut their losses. Still some nice kills coming out from Boom, but SMG still hold a substantial network lead. Tim's not the safest spot. Moon's still ready to go.
Tim's in big trouble. Moon will step in. Aether Remnant gonna land. There'll be another kill to go the way of the Void Spirit. Moon 6-0-3 thus far. Really just uncontested.
And they're having issues pinning down the side of SMG now from Boom's end. They don't have the best lockdown for something like the Void Spirit. They have Roll, they have Spear. You've got to be able to get the jump on. You need a blink on Yopaj down line. He's going for BKB first, just to ensure he lives through some of that control and magical burst from the side of SMG as well. Alfu dancing around here.
Could be in trouble, though. They've got Raging Potato trapped up. Still, the boat is going to land, and that may have actually saved the day here for SMG. No, never mind. Yopaj, he'll land the swash. Even think about the Rolling Thunder, but a nice spear back from FBZ onto Arfu. Not landing on a tree somehow, but it may not matter as the bushwhack was there. Moon still held, trying to go for a kill onto Yopaj, does find it, but now with the arena down, maybe they can try to trade with the spear out. They've locked down the Void Spirit Moon. He still surely has a way out of this with the Dissimulate and the Resonant Pulse. He will make his way out. They are still chasing though. FBZ will eventually find the kill. What a messy game it's been thus far, John. Just so much aggression from either side.
Yeah, and looking at this game, it feels much more like an SMG game. This is exactly what SMG love to do. Just be disruptive, constantly force fights, constantly run around, occasionally have mid one join in. And for Boom, they're still trying to work on that farm for Jackie. And even Yopaj isn't having the best game here, behind even Raging Potato's farm right now on that Pangolier. So the Night Stalker managing to build up, battle up. BKB coming out for Raging Potato relatively soon as well, 2 parts away. And once that Night Stalker has that spell immunity up front, I mean, the initiation options for SMG are just all over the place. They could choose to jump in with Monkey, they could start with EX, they could start with the boat combination. Raging's gonna be super durable up front with a double bracer boat buff. And the burst damage from Boom just isn't there. They catch Pi out.
Another great spear out from FBZ. Not going to be enough though. SMG, they are grouped around. In fact, now Japoy, he's the one in trouble with the crippling fear out. He'll try to survive, but the X back into the boat. A perfect setup for SMG once again. It's down towards the bot lane they go. They won't find another, but they'll be very happy with that mid pick off.
Yeah, it's a big kill to get. They punish Yopaj just for stepping out a little bit. Really good ward still maintained here by SMG, playing in that area very well. In fact, all their vision's really good aggressively. 1 ward behind the tier 2 here on the tree line. Laning ward still remaining on the mid just to spot that movement out. This is space coming through from Boom for Jackie to farm, and he is still maintaining himself, managing to keep up somewhat with mid 1.
Oh, Jackie.
But, oh no.
He stuck around for the large camp. He thought about it too, John. You can kind of see him backstepping there as he is going to go for the spin attempt with the healing ward, trying to get himself out. There is help incoming. In fact, the bushwhack does land. Moon somehow still getting stunned outside of the arena. That was right on the edge. And I could have sworn Moon was outside of the arena, John. How does that happen?
I think he was inside. He was inside the body of one of the soldiers in the arena.
What?
And wedged between that and the wall. It looked like it from my viewpoint. It's a bit finicky, that one.
Sure is, John. Yopaj gonna try and go for a bit more here onto Arfu. Does have the defusal blade to purge him up, but I don't think they have the damage. In fact, never mind. They've got mid 1, but he's gonna go for the fight. Mid 1, moving in onto Skem, should have him. In fact, they've even got Japoy towards the north here, trapped up. It's been a very rough game for the Pango as far as Raging. We'll chase him down even further. In goes mid 1 with the Primal Spring, and Yopaj gonna drop once again as mid 1. He'll put the hand up, but he's getting no high fives, John.
No,
Jackie.
He's been doing a great job though. Oh.
He's gonna be fine.
It's a tough one for Boom right now. 5k behind SMG, their aggression's just non-stop. They don't have any long ults to wait for. Moon already has his Ags up. The silence on Resonant Pulse just punishing them for not having any early BKB up at all. They're just so susceptible to all the stun control. Moon though.
Yeah, he gets caught underneath the sentry ward. Oh, Black Hole was committed. Unfortunately, apparently, John, you can Resonant Pulse in Black Hole, and he has an Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, that was something. I mean, I guess the first tick of control didn't pop out from Black Hole, and the Resonant Pulse just came out faster. So that acted first before the first actual stun tick came out from Black Hole, and just kind of messed it up.
You'd be a great spokesperson for Valve, John. That's for sure. Zafu is going to go down here to Jackie. Moon. Still going to be able to back off. Boom. They wanted to be able to try and go after this mid-tier 1 tower, and it has been a long time coming, but Jackie is going to be able to take it for his team. With that SMG, though, still a massive lead. 5k net worth their way. SMG, they just got to play this calmly. Oh, FPC!
Oh.
How does he do it?
Yeah, he just has those sick game senses. He knows where the monkey's gonna jump. Unfortunately, doesn't latch onto a tree, so they miss out on the kill opportunity. Mid one just gets to scurry away, keep the farm game up. Working onto his basher here, Mike. Almost done. Just about 200 gold away. And once that's up and running, the Monkey King in the middle of this, the Jug is just not going to feel safe. He could get bashed up in the middle of the man fight. Jackie's actually opting for a BKB himself just because of all that control. SMG with a smoke here could find a good angle.
Yeah, Skem does break the smoke with Moon immediately in onto Jackie. They've got the big target. They've locked him down. Do they have the damage? Yeah, they do. Jackie's already gone. Yopaj, I mean, he's got the Rolling Thunder going, but it's not going to matter. He's going to TP out as SMG. Looking for more, but unable to find FBZ. Are going to have to watch him walk away. But SMG, John, this game 3's off to such a strong start for him. And we know how important every single series is in this DPC format. I mean, one lost series, it can really work against you going into that major.
Oh, it certainly can. We already saw that to be an issue for Boom last time, although...
FBZ going to try and fight back here. Against Pylai Die, they'll find one. Mid one, still going to try and force the fight against FBZ. Does have the mask controlled up. He'll put the shield up and try to survive, but it's not going to be enough, surely. FBZ, he will drop. And it's another successful trade for SMG.
They just find a nice big kill. They sacrifice Pi. Again, not a massive issue losing your Ench at this point. And Boom have to commit. It feels like they have to commit a lot just to find these kills. They have to commit some heroes. They have to spend a lot of time to find that burst. Scam now, not safe here.
They have found the hoodwink. They'll make the jump in. Moon immediately blowing him up. Yopaj trying to go after the Kunkka, but needs to go into that Rolling Thunder and try to go back in after Moon with the Omni slash Jackie. He'll have the damage. Can they find more? They want our food, and it looks like they've got him. So very back and forth here between these two teams. Boom Esports able to punish SMG now. The one big thing is, though, mid one has been uncontested this whole game. And speaking of the devil, he's found Tim's.
Yeah, has to pop the BKB charge, fresh BKB just to find that kill. Well, second use now, down to 7 seconds. And very well worked. You're stalling out the timing on Tim's. You're preventing that Enigma from working towards the Wraith Pack into his Blink, into a BKB, and just becoming this massive high ground issue. FBZ!
Oh, FBZ! He's just a magnet to mid one. He finds him again, but the Wukong's command is out. A nice spear, but he is still within the ring, apparently. He is still within the ring, Jonathan. This mid one is going to turn back in on FBZ. Raging with the BKB, going to be able to walk out and avoid the sharpshooter, but now with the crippling fear and Dark Ascension, they can really start to move in onto Jackie, but he'll get the spin away. SMG still looking for more. They know they're ahead. They want the team fight, especially with the Dark Ascension up and still going for half its duration. You want to keep the fight going. FBZ, he'll get caught out with the Boundless Strike, but Yopaj, he has popped the Rolling Thunder, going right after the Night Stalker as Moon has made the jump in, but Jackie, he'll get the spin off in time. In fact, Moon, he does get stunned up, but not for long. He'll survive a Scam. Has he gone too far now? Nice Boundless Strike from mid one. Connecting on two, does secure them one as Yopaj tries to jump in with the boat. It's going to connect. A spear back onto Moon, but Boom, they are dropping real darn quick. They need to back out of there. SMG, they're the ones who can keep forcing this fight. As FBZ, he's going to need to find his own way out. He'll tank through the damage, at least for now. But another Dark Ascension, rather crippling fear is there as FBZ's forced to try and BKB up and run his way out. Onto mid one they go. Wukong's command, but the tree is going to block the way. He's still within the ring as now Yopaj. He's too far forward on the Pangalee. He might just drop. SMG, they've taken him down another time. The aggression just does not stop with this team. They've still got a tier 2 tower to go back to, though, mind you, John.
Yeah, they cleared out, no issues. Gonna be opening up the high ground if they want to commit. Jackie has had enough, just goes back to farming, working towards a Scotty instead, going away from the BKB build-up. SMG, I mean, this is classic SMG, right? And when the aggression works, it works in a big way. It doesn't feel like Boom have a lot of room to keep that build-up they need. They've not been able to get that development they need on Yopaj. Jackie, he's playing Jug. You know, it's hard for a Jug to have that presence, especially against someone like the Monkey.
Jump in again, Scam. Trying to go on a bit of a warding mission, but does get punished immediately. SMG just not giving the breathing room here for Boom Esports. It's not moving to the Roshan pit once again here, SMG. It's only Moon so far, though. You're going to need Mid One to make his jump in. Mid One, however, trying to work towards his Aghanim Scepter. Does now have it up completely on the Courier. So things get even more challenging now for Boom.
It's a tough game. And they don't even have the full raid pack up yet on Tim's. He lost his Courier on its way. So at least they'll have that option on the next fight, along with a blink for Enigma in some time. The one good thing for Boom right now is their high ground defense is decent. Arena, Black Hole, Midnight Pulse on top is nice. It's a lot of circles, but SMG's not been giving them that opportunity to show it off. They get that Aegis up. As you mentioned, Mike, Ags is up on mid one. He is more than willing to join these fights with the Ags Basher BKB. There's nothing to stop the Monkey King if he's in the middle of you.
This game is really just about circles, isn't it, John? I mean, you've seen how many times the spear out of the Wukongs and the arenas. It really has been a game about circles this time around.
It really has been, I'm telling you. I mean, Boom has a lot of concentric circles that we haven't seen yet. Nice spear.
Yeah, it is a nice spear. Twilight Die going to get taken down immediately. That's something, but you've committed the Rolling Thunder for that. So SMG, even without the Ench, might feel like they can force this fight. They have the Dark Ascension up on Raging. It just gives so much vision during that nighttime as they are going to move in. FBZ immediately out with the spear, but it does not land. In fact, they're trying to go for the Malefice, but it's not enough yet. Mid one, more than happy to force the fight with the Aegis up. Omni Slash, it'll bounce right through, but Tim's, he's already gone. Raging Potato, he'll drop the boot. FBZ, a nice spear away, but it's not getting him outside the circle yet. Instead, Moon does get caught out. The sharpshooter, it's going to land from Skem right on the noggin as Yopaj is still trying to force the fight. SMG need to retreat ASAP. Arfu, barely going to avoid the spear from FBZ. It's still a very close affair between these two teams. As Boom Esports, they are not giving up quite yet. SMG, even with the Aegis up though, need to back out. Or do they? Mid one with an Invis room, he's thinking about it. Tim's, he just bought back on the Enigma. And he is going to drop. Mid one gets him with the statue. That's a big one.
No Enigma for a minute. Black Hole's just been on standby. The build-up on Tim's this time, it's been tough. Skem's been playing more like Pause 4. He was playing on the off lane. He's got a little bit more build-up in comparison. Raid pack is already up. Blink, it's still 1,000 gold off. BKB a long way off on top of that. And the threat of the combined force of Boom's team fight just isn't coming out. SMGs just has no worries. They've gotten a lot of value out from Afu's Kunkka, has been doing a lot of work on that hero. The ROM buff has been sustaining them through a lot of these fights quite well. And Raging's just been a beast on Nightstalk, which is blink forward, crippling fear on top, forcing Boom to constantly make some plays when they don't want to. FBZ, he's not safe here.
Yeah, mid one is very active on the Monkey King, able to catch him once again as mid one forced to pop his own BKB after FBZ. He will continue the chase. Yopaj, he's going to show up, but the X is going to be there. Arena now is down, but mid one, he got the Wukongs off in time. He'll be fine to try and force his fight, or at least play defensively. The skull's going out. Nobody dying, though. The thing is for SMG, if they can win one team fight, they are going high ground. There's almost no doubt about it. Boundless not going to land on Skem. He's going to be alright on that hoodwink. SMG, they'll back off. They'll kind of just accept the fact that the aggression has not paid off this time. 31 minutes in though, they still hold a 10k net worth lead. Things are still very good for SMG.
Yeah, about 5k of that's just solely on mid one. 5k ahead of Jackie, doing a great job, just continuously building up on his monkey. And you have that opening. Age is still up for a minute and a half. Lots of time left here to be aggressive.
Oh, nice blink out from FBZ this time around. SMG, though, still happy to try and force his fight on the high ground. They don't have Jackie around right now, but he does have a TP in 10 seconds. They're going to be fighting without him for that 10 though, as mid one get right to work onto that tier 3 tower. They'll try to chip away and slow it down as much as possible, but SMG are not backing off. FBZ though, a nice spear back on mid one. He does have the Aegis up, but they might be able to secure the first life here onto the Monkey King as mid one. He's going to stand there and try to man up. It won't work out. One more life to go. Dark Ascension there, but they got the Rolling Thunder in time. SMG, if they're gone too far. Mid one, he's got the BKB off in time. Meanwhile, Parlay die. He does go down to Jackie in the backside as Tibbs. They'll go for the black hole out. They've got Raging Potato, but no. They will lose Tibbs from the Enigma as Jackie is dropping way too darn low. He'll mantra and run out of there. Mid one, trapped in the arena. Now the Bushwhack out. FBZ back in. Mid one, dropping too low. Is going to go down. Moon, he'll keep the fight going, but no, he's going to drop to boot. They've gone too far. It's going to be a full team wipeout for Boom Esports.
Oh my god, that was just another back and forth fight. SMG forcing it through the racks, trying to find that position, but Boom just a bit too slippery. Great stall use from everyone. The FBZ this time managing to catch some big spears, and using that Aegis in that way from mid one just wasn't quite the answer. He wasn't ready for his second life, gets caught out. They got a lot more value from the Midnight Pulse this time around, with the arenas coming through from FBZ, getting the tick damage off and the percent where they needed. And they still lose Jackie, so it's not the smoothest for Boom. And they lose their bot racks. So that's still a lane that they're always going to have to check themselves against SMG, but they narrowed the network lead down to just 6k. And they do manage to get some room to get a push going from Yopaj onto the mid and just clear out, try to threaten high ground next time around they have an opening. You are seeing some of that scaling come in from Boom. I mean, the presence of Enigma just cannot be understated. He did get his black hole cancelled from a really well-used Boundless, as the panel pointed out, a great counter to the Enigma black hole if he's not in there. But down the line, Tims will eventually get a BKB if this game goes longer. And once that's up, you have no solution for that black hole. Like that, it's just going to go off every single time. And that's when you start to get a bit worried for SMG. They've lost most of their lead. Jackie with a butterfly is actually pretty hard to manage. You have nothing to pierce through that evasion from the side of SMG, and Jackie's just going full defensive now. BKB is going to be coming up next, although FBZ.
In they go. Jump is out. FBZ not in trouble yet as the arena is going to go down mid one. He's been caught out again on the monkey, and now the Omni slashes out. They've got the monkey kick a second time. Is Raging. He has to back out. Somehow FBZ survives throughout all of this as Parlay die. He'll be chased down by Jackie. There's your Bushwhack out from Skem. They'll catch another as Moon is trying to back, but they'll get Arfu on the Conker. 3 down again. I'll tell you what, it really does seem all about FBZ, John. How many spears has this man landed?
He's landed a lot, and that's the opening for high ground. No buyback in the Monkey King. Without the monkey, a lot of their damage is gone. They've gone all in on just enabling mid one to carry their gold here.
They're
going for tier force.
Yeah, mid one's down without buyback, John. This could be massive for Boom. SMG, they can't lose like this. They can't lose like this, John. Not like this. Moon. He's going to make the jump in, but there's your spear out. The spine of Boom Esports going out again as Moon needs to back out of there, but instead they'll take Raging. Onto the tier 4 towers they go. Boom Esports. They want to put a little in this series. They've had enough. Jackie's onto the Ancient. They have not got a pos one to play with. Yopaj will hold them back. There's your Conker. Arfu. He's going to drop. Moon desperately jumps back into the Void Spirit. He's trying, but the Ancient is dropping. Half HP. It's almost gone. Boom. Surely they've got it. There's your black hole out from Tim. It's all over.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's all over. SMG.
What happened? What happened? What was this game? Oh my! Look at them! Look at
they can't believe it. They can't believe it.
They kill mid one. They catch him off, and then he has some buyback. They must have seen. He just bought out. He just bought out his Daedalus recipe.
Oh, goodness.
They catch him out all off the back of FBZ again, and SMG. I mean, they had a great lead there, Mike. They had to build up. Mid one had to freeze game. And it's not like he was playing bad. It's just one small mistake. He was caught out of position just once. Maybe twice if you count the high ground on the bot lane. And it just collapsed from there. Like, jeez. Dota 2 is a game, man. Holy crap.
Could you imagine how much of a heart attack Gary had throughout that game? Like, we got to meet Gary. Could you imagine Gary right now? Like, he's probably dying. So with the stream delay as well, he has no idea what's happening. Oh my god! I mean,
Gary,
if you're SMG,
Zach right there. I saw Zach jumping up and down. He was one worried man. Let me tell you, Mike.
Oh man, and SMG. I mean, that's a hard loss for SMG. I mean, that was. how do you lose that game? I mean, again, props to FBZ. Props to FBZ. That man landed 1 billion spears that. I mean, I feel like if it wasn't for his Mars, there's just no way that happens. There's no way the comeback happens. Still, John, we've got to head off to a short break because there is some post-game analysis coming from our panel, so we can't blab on forever, but what a fantastic series to get us started for the SCA DPC 2 or 3. It's MLP and johnxfire, and it's been a pleasure. We'll head off to a short break and be right back with our panel. We'll see you then.
What an absolutely insane game number 3 to top off this series between Boom and SMG. It was looking in SMG's favor. They did great in the laning phase. Then we saw Boom starting to get some pickups. All of a sudden, SMG are pushing high ground, get team wiped, and Boom just goes straight for those tier 4 towers. But, you know, that's sort of the game in the nutshell. I want to go all the way back to the start, talk about this laning phase. I know one of the lanes didn't go the way you expected, Fear, on the side of SMG.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't think of a weaker lane. Night Stalker and Kunkka, right? It doesn't seem very strong. He got Tidebringer level 1. Night Stalker isn't really a hero either at level 1 during the day. But he freeformed on the Night Stalker. I was super surprised. He was top net worth, high CS, and he just had like the freest game ever. And maybe it goes back to the choice of choosing to put Enigma with the Juggernaut instead of the Hoodwink, because the Mars lane didn't do particularly well either. So maybe they should have doubled down at least on one lane and tried to win a lane. But one of successes for SMG there was just how farmed that Night Stalker got in the game.
I mean, Night Stalker just has so much damage. He has like 70 around, right, at level 1 with stats, starting items. And I know Kunkka also bought a Quelling Blade, so I think they were just cutting the trees and not letting Hoodwink like lock
Hoodwink
them
wasn't
down.
laning there. It
Wait,
was Enigma.
Oh, really?
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Whoops. Oh, there we go. It's been a long ride, bro. I was literally just on the sofa going like, "Yo, oh my god!" Like the whole game, I was freaking out. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why he had a Quelling Blade then. He definitely had one. But yeah, God, I think Night Stalker's like pretty deceptively good laner. I don't know, just from my own opinion of like playing him and watching him, this game was a nice example. The hero just feels like a little bit more sturdy than you'd imagine. And I'm glad he had like a good game to show off, because he was like owning. It was really terrifying for a long time, especially like playing Pango when you just have a Blink Night Stalker like looking for you. Like Yopaj was forced to buy a BKB. And that's like something you feel really bad about when you're playing that.
Well, it's great that you're talking about Yopaj, because I wanted to ask you about, I guess, your viewpoints on how he performed in this game. He was really struggling for a while, and then, you know, missing a lot of the Pango rolls, the swashbuckles too. So how do you think he was like doing through that game and sort of came back in to influence the game into a win?
Oh, he was just very active. He never stopped being active. Like I think we saw him like fail so much, but it was because he was just going from like thing to thing to thing to thing. He was trying to kill Enchantress, you know, getting his roll of cooldown, going to try and kill someone else. Even when he didn't have his diffusal blade, he was still just everywhere trying to make moves, like trying to be Yopaj. He is the guy that goes around and kills people and snowballs off that. And you know, you laugh at him when he like does poorly, but it's just something that he manages to make work. This game was very scary because it did go so poorly for a long time. But like,
yeah, up until like last minute and a half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they had a couple of throws on SMG, right? And like he looked really good in those. There was like everyone would die, like Jackie would die, and then he would still be alive on the Pango, like cleaning up the kills. Like they got like 2 good fights. I would say that it was like, oh thank God.
Yeah, it definitely was nice to see Boom, I don't know, pull this comeback out of nowhere. But we're going to have a quick chat with Jackie to see how he and the team are feeling after this series. Jackie, thank you for joining us. What were the emotions during Game 3 for you?
I don't know what happened also in the game. It's like a lot busy. We play like Messi also.
What do you think was the key thing into being able to come back and win this game?
We just wait the timing, and when the Night Stalker no OT, yeah, maybe, and we can fight that time, and just need more items and stick together.
I also want to know what you guys thought of that troll. Did you think it was an issue? And like you guys ended up banning it for Game 3. Is it because you thought it was such an issue in Game number 2?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's all good.
Sure. I guess my question for you would be, what do you think you guys need to improve the most right now, given the state of your team moving on in the DPC?
Uh, Actually, we have problem, like a lot problem, and we try to slow fix it. Like the team fight, the landing, yeah, we kinda need to improve a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a talk about like Jog as a carry. I was wondering if you're able to tell us like what you think the strengths are of this hero that made you want to pick it, at least in this game.
This game we talk together when drafting. Like, Chakanat is good hero this game. Yeah, then we pick it, and yeah, I think that's all.
One last question before I let you go. What were you guys doing between the major and the start of DPC? Were you guys just looking at improving and fixing any issues that you found during the major?
Of course we try to get back our own pace style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing how you guys go for the rest of the DPC. Thank you so much for joining us, Jackie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Very sweet there. But yeah, it's nice to see Boom be able to pick up a win in their opening series there. But on the downside, SMG do end up losing. But for you guys, what's the silver lining, right? They looked really good in game 2, and they still looked pretty good in game 3, even though they didn't get to secure that win.
Yeah, we were feeling off about their like normal draft, but they actually executed it pretty well until the end. It's just the throwing. It's always the throwing for them. I know this isn't a silver lining, but
no,
like
that's not. I was like, I wanted something positive, and you're like, bro, they just always throw. I
They
don't
just
I
get
mean,
it.
always
game 2 they didn't throw.
That's true, they did. And
so-
look how good they looked in game 2.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing we talked about all through tour 2, and it's kind of showing its head again here. This is just something they just need to fix,
Mhm.
figure out. I don't know how. I'm not good at the game. It's on them.
Yeah.
But just stop throwing. SMB, stop throwing. You're so good. You're so good.
Just
It's
They
play
called-
looked
better.
amazing in
It's
this
called
series.
discipline.
Yeah, discipline.
That's what they need to work on.
Yeah, there you go. The Papa Fit, he knows what he's
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay, but is there a positive that you could take away from this bottom field?
Yeah, game 2. They had discipline that game, right?
Okay.
So go back and look at like, what did we do? What was like the common denominator here of like, we won this game when we're ahead, but why?
Yeah.
What did we do wrong in this game when we're ahead
Mm-hmm.
and caused us to lose?
Yeah, I mean, winning on a game that had seemingly a draft that neither of you guys really enjoyed or liked the looks of as well. So definitely something for them to look at. But that is the final series for today. I was going to say season then.
That's it. The season's
That's
over.
it, it's
See ya.
close. No, that is the final series for today. So we're going to have a quick look at the Division 1 standings. And as you can see, Talon and Boom are picking up wins on their opening matches. Looking great, but does mean that Polaris and SMG unfortunately do get the one in the L column.
I think my bias aside for Boom, like this series was scary
Yeah.
for them. Like you drop a game, you nearly lose the third game. If they had more discipline, they probably would have taken that win. I think SMG looked really good. We talked a bit about how this looks like the strongest iteration of C Div 1 like this whole tour, tours, and it's showing. I actually think that this top 4 could, or top 5 even, I mean this whole thing, it could look like anything.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a really,
So
really good season.
You don't want to make any bold suggestions right now on who's going to be going to the major.
No, I mean, you could guess at who's likely to go, but I definitely think like that series at least made me think it's anyone's game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, definitely for sure. I think Boom, you heard Jackie talk about it as well. It's like, yeah, we have like laning problems, we have team fight problems, maybe some draft problems. Like they have a lot of issues, he said. So like this isn't the same Boom. I don't feel like they have the same confidence going into this where it's like, they're gonna get top 1 100%.
If you're any of the other teams in Division 1 hearing that interview, what are you thinking right now? What would you be doing if you were to be coming up against them and having that information now?
And Fnatic beat them last tour and
Yeah.
were pretty strong, so I think if you're Fnatic, you're feeling
Yeah.
good. You're like, yes, let's keep going,
We
guys.
got 'em, boys.
Yeah.
They don't really need to hear that interview. They can kind of see through their play that they're a little shaky right now.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to be it for day 1 from us here in the studio for the Southeast Asia DPC. We will see you all tomorrow, though, for some more action. I'm very, very excited for it. Until then, bye.